This improved mob farm will give you 33 levels plus all of this loot, all while being fully AFK. And here's how to build it in Minecraft Bedrock 1.20. Now yes, I know this looks like a ton of materials, however I promise you, for how much loot this farm produces, it is 100% worth it. Now while this farm may seem tedious and annoying to make at times, the rates for this farm are absolutely insane and is definitely not one that you're going to want to miss out on. So the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is find the area that you want to build the farm. I found this nice area with a lookout just like this. What I'm going to have to do later on is spawn proof the area around so no mobs actually affect the rates, but it doesn't have to be on a mountain or anything like this, however you want to do it. The first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is make an infinite water shaped area down here. So go ahead and place 2 blocks there, 2, 2, and 2. So you can see you have a nice 2x2 area in the middle, just right here. And then go ahead and build up 20 blocks for a total of 21 high. So 1, 2, 3, and all the way up. And then you're going to want to do that for the entire way of all of these blocks here, making a nice chamber for the mobs to fall all the way down in. So go ahead and do that all the way up. Now that we have this tower going all the way up, looking a little something like this so the mobs can fall all the way down, what we're going to go ahead and do, and this is the modified part that gives the farm such good rates. Nice, we're going to go ahead and make a trident killer at the bottom. And if you're wondering why we make a trident killer at the bottom, even though we've done a tower all the way up, this is just because mobs can't spawn when they're too close to you. So the mobs are going to spawn there, fall down, the trident killer is going to one-tap them. You're going to be holding out a looting 3 sword, so the effects are going to be looting. You're going to get the XP. It's all going to work out good. Just trust the process. So start off by breaking this bottom layer here just to make it easier on yourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and just break all of these blocks down here. I'm then going to go ahead to this block right here. So on the left side of it here, go ahead and break those 2 and place down some chests just like that. You're then going to go ahead, break those 4 blocks and go ahead and place hoppers leading into that chest. So I'm going to place 2 there. Nice, 2 just like that. So they're all leading. So any items that I actually drop inside of these hoppers are all going to go inside of this chest here. I'm now going to want to go ahead and on top of this chest, place a piston facing that way. Right here, place a piston. Right here, a piston. And right here, a piston. So it looks a little something like this. I'm then going to go ahead and take my observers. Looking this way on this piston, I'm going to go ahead and place an observer like that. So you can see the face is facing away from it. And do that for all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and place 1 right there. 1 right there. And then 1 right here. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually throw my trident onto one of these pistons, just like this. So now you can see it's stuck to it. And what I want to do is take my final 4 observers, place it into each piston, and if you've done it correctly, you should see that it gets activated. It works like that. It's all moving around, and once I place this final one, you can see that it's done, and it's all being pushed around in a circle just like this. I'm then going to go ahead and just fill this area back in. So I'm going to go ahead like this, so nothing can escape. And now I've got this nice trident killered area down here with the chamber going all the way down. Now what I am actually going to do is just break these 2 blocks here so I can actually still collect the XP when the mobs die. And then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is just place down some slabs there so no spiders can actually crawl out. So just to really quick show you guys how the farm works right now, I'm in survival mode. You can see I have 2 levels. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just spawn some mobs just like this. Ignore that it's daytime. Some mobs are going to fall. The trident down there is actually going to kill them. All of their XP is going to be dropped and their loot is going to be collected. I can collect the XP through here. You see I picked it all up. And all of the item drops went inside of this chest here. And what I can actually do to increase the rates, since I threw down this trident, is what I can do is hold out a looting 3 sword. And that means that all the mobs that die are going to have the looting 3 effect on it. So all I have to do is stand right here holding the looting 3 sword. I don't even have to kill them. The looting 3 effect is applied. I get all the XP. Tons of drops go into here. So with that out of the way, let's complete this farm. So next what you're going to want to go ahead and do is come to the top here, and we're actually going to build the area for the mobs to spawn in now. Now this part does take a little bit of time, but like I just showed you, it's definitely worth it, super efficient. So the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is square off this platform up here, and then go to any one of the corners. So I'm going to go to this side and build out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doing the same on this side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm then going to go ahead and go to here, go 1, 2, and on this 3rd block here, I'm going to build out that same distance on both of these areas here. So I'm going to go out 8 blocks like this, and then I want to finish off the walls. So I'm going to go ahead, build out just like this, come over here, build out just like this, and then I'm going to go ahead right now and build up 2 blocks and 2 more right there. So now you can see if I break these here and I place a piece of water, the water is going to flow right to the edge here, but it's not going to go over the edge. I'm going to place another source right there, and you can see now that when the mobs actually walk inside of here, they're going to be pushed all the way down the chamber. And now what you want to go ahead and do is repeat that same process for all 4 sides. So I'm going to come over here, build out 8 blocks, and do the exact same thing. There's 2, there's number 3, and finally there is number 4. So as you can see, I've repeated the same thing on all 4 sides. So once it's all said and done, it should look a little something just like this. Next, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is take any of these corners, go ahead and connect the 2 just like this, and then go ahead and do that for all of the sides, making a square on all 4 corners. And then what you want to do is fill in this area. This is where the mobs are actually going to spawn. So as you can see now, what I've done is I have this big platform right here with the 4 corners and the water all pushing perfectly into the middle just like this. So this is good now, the mobs are going to spawn, but what we actually need to do is get them down into this chamber, and to do that, what you need to do is make them walk into the water here, and to do that, you actually have to place trapdoors right on the edge here and open them up, and this is so that the mob thinks it's a full block, they walk in, into the water here, and they get pushed all the way down. So go ahead on every single block here, place a trapdoor and open it up. So I'm going to go ahead, do this for all the sides here, and then make sure you do that for every single area. So as you can see now, I've placed trapdoors on every single block inside of the middle here. All of this is going to work no matter where a mob tries to walk down. They're going to fall into this water and be pushed all the way down to their death. Now we're really close to done this farm, so make sure you stick in there. But if you're enjoying these tutorials, make sure to leave a like down below. As well, the download for this world will be in the description if you want to check it. If something's not working, you can check the dimensions, make sure to see what you did wrong. Anyways, let's get back into the video. The next thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is go to one of the sides and build up 3. 1, 2, 3, and then go ahead and make a nice wall going all the way around the edge. If you've done it correctly, you should see that it looks just like this. So there's actually a wall right next to the trapdoors right there. So go ahead, build a 3 high wall around the entire thing. So now that I have this 3 high wall going all the way around, what I'm actually going to want to go ahead and do is go 1 block up and 1 block out. So you can see you have this nice 3 tall area just like this. And what you're going to want to go ahead and do is put a roof on top of the entire thing. And that is this farm 99% done, so stay in there. And to save a few blocks, you don't actually have to cover this one here. If you want to for looks, you can, but it saves you about a stack of blocks, so it's definitely worth not doing. So the final thing we have to go ahead and do is increase the rates on this farm even more, going ahead and spawn proofing the area around. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and light up the top up here so no mobs actually spawn up here at nighttime, because the more mobs that we have not in the farm, the less mobs that we have in the farm. So we want to make sure that we have no mobs spawning elsewhere around the farm to make sure we have the best rates. So nice, you can see I have this area at the top nice and lit up. And then once I have the top done, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom down here as well. So within like a 40 or 50 block radius, I'm just going to go ahead and light up the entire area, like I said up there, just so that no mobs actually spawn down here and affect the rates. As you can see, the farm is already working. The mobs are getting automatically killed. I can collect their XP and their drops go inside of this chest here. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just spawn proof this area around, place some torches, being conservative so as not to use too many, and then the farm is complete. And now the final thing you're going to want to do for this farm is simply get yourself a looting 3 sword. So how to use this farm, all you have to do is stand here, and that's it. All the mobs get killed, but since I actually threw down that trident here, and I'm holding out a looting 3 sword, I don't even have to kill them. All of their drops are going to be amplified. You can see just how many arrows and bones I have. I hold out the looting 3. Even if I don't kill them, I threw the trident, so the mobs get that looting 3 effect on them. I get the XP, so all you have to do to use this farm is simply stand here and do nothing. The trident killer is automatically going to kill it, looting 3 effect is going to be applied, and you are going to collect all of the XP, and this farm is fully done. And one more thing that you guys might want to consider doing is just going ahead and placing some slabs just down right there so no spiders can actually crawl out. So real quick, just to show you guys how this looting 3 works, I'm going to go ahead, you can see there's nothing inside the chest right now. I'm going to go ahead, place a couple skeletons and hold this sword out. And as you're going to see, normally you'd get a couple bones, a couple arrows. Well, you're going to go ahead and look inside of here, and you can see I got 9 arrows just from those 2 there. So if you hold out the looting 3, I don't even have to kill them. Since I threw the trident, they're automatically going to die, and tons of their drops are going to go inside of here. Look at that, 14 arrows, 2 bones, just from 4 skeletons right there. So now it's time to get into the AFK test. What I'm going to go ahead and do is sit here for 1 hour and show you guys how many levels and how many drops I get from this farm to prove to you guys that it's so good. I'm going to be holding out this looting 3 sword, but all I'm going to be doing is just sitting here AFKing, doing nothing, and all of the mobs are automatically going to be getting killed just like so. But real quick before I do that, if you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. As well, like I mentioned earlier, if this farm isn't working for you or you don't feel like building it, whatever you want to do, go to the first link in the description and download this world. All you have to do, click a couple buttons and you'll have this farm fully built for yourself. Check the dimensions, do whatever you want inside. But with that out of the way, let's get into the AFK test. So as you can see, I've got my looting 3 sword, I have 0 levels, nothing inside of the chest. I'm just going to sit here, do nothing for 1 hour, and I'll get back to you guys. Let's get into it. Now, one more thing before we actually continue with the AFK test here. Go ahead, go into your settings and make sure you're on hard mode. This is because peaceful mode isn't going to spawn any mobs, and easier normal, it's going to spawn mobs, but hard mode spawns 50% more mobs, so it's really good. Also, you're going to want to scroll down and make sure your simulation distance is on 4. If it's any higher, then you're going to have to spawn proof even further away, and that'll just be annoying. If it's not on 4, you can't change it inside of the game, so what you actually have to do is save and quit, and then go into the settings of the game and change it to 4. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, so it has officially been 1 hour now, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn my game into peaceful mode just to make sure that no more mobs actually do end up falling down. So we're going to see, okay, so I've gotten 33 levels starting from 0, and I'm going to go ahead and look inside this chest now. Nice, wow, okay, so I have a ton of stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and organize all of this inside of my inventory, and I'll show you guys exactly how much of everything I got. Alright, so I've gone ahead and organized everything. You can see here I actually have 10 bows, one of them being enchanted. I've got a ton of different chainmail armor with different enchantments, tons of gold armor, leather armor, all of this stuff. I then have 5 stacks of gunpowder plus 15, 3 stacks of bone, so 3.5 stacks. I've got 3 stacks of string plus 15, almost 3 stacks of rotten flesh, over 3.5 stacks of arrows, almost 70 spider eyes, actually almost 80 spider eyes, and 11 iron ingots there. So all of this stuff here from just 1 hour of AFKing at this farm, plus the 33 levels I have, this farm is absolutely incredible and is definitely not one that you guys can miss out on. And if you are wondering, 33 levels is 1 full level of enchanting. Plus, I started at 0, so if you're at 0, if you died, all you have to do is sit here for 1 hour and you can get a level 30 enchant. Otherwise, you can sit here for maybe about 10 minutes to get back from level 27 to level 30. So guys, this farm is absolutely insane and gives you some crazy results. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, like I've mentioned a few times, you can download this world, first link in the description. But that's going to be all for today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. BlazedMC out.